7 moments when your dog needs you most. Have you ever wondered if your dog needs you most? Not when they are happy, but when they are silently trying to be strong. Not when their tail is wagging. Not when they are chasing a ball. Not when they are sleeping peacefully beside you, but when they are afraid, confused, in pain, growing old, or wondering if they still matter in your life. Because dogs do not always know how to ask for help. They do not sit in front of us and explain their fear. They do not point to where it hurts. They do not say, "I need you right now." Instead, they look at us. They follow us. They hide. They become quiet. They act a little differently. And they hope we notice. That is one of the hardest parts of loving a dog. They give us their whole heart, but they cannot explain what is happening inside it. So today, we are going to talk about 7 moments when your dog needs you most. Moment number 1. When your dog is afraid. Fear can make even the strongest dog feel small. A confident dog can suddenly hide under the table. A playful dog can tremble in the corner. A calm dog can press their body against your legs because the world feels too loud. Thunder, fireworks, a passing truck, a strange sound in the dark. To humans, these things often make sense. We know thunder will pass. We know fireworks are part of a holiday. We know a truck is just a truck. But your dog does not understand the reason. They only feel the sound, the vibration, the flash, the panic rising inside their body. And that is when they need you. They need calm. They need patience. They need your voice to become the safest sound in the room. One man had a dog who always hid during storms. Every time thunder rolled across the sky, the dog squeezed behind the laundry basket. For years, the man thought it was just a strange habit. Then one night, the storm was louder than usual. The windows shook. The lights flickered. The dog trembled so hard, his collar made a tiny sound in the dark. This time, the man did not call him out. He simply sat on the floor nearby, quietly. No pressure, no command, just presence. After several minutes, the dog slowly crawled closer, just close enough to place one paw on the man's shoe. That was not weakness. That was trust. That was a frightened dog saying, "I do not understand the world right now, but I understand you." Moment number 2. When your dog is sick or in pain. This is one of the most important moments of all, because dogs often hide pain. They can feel uncomfortable and still wag their tail. They can feel weak and still follow you from room to room. They can hurt and still try to act normal. That is why owners must learn to notice the small changes. A slower walk, a skipped meal, a toy left untouched, sleeping more than usual, avoiding stairs, not jumping onto the couch, looking at you with tired eyes. These signs are very easy to miss when life is busy, but your dog needs you to notice what they cannot explain. They need you to slow down. Watch closely. Listen with your eyes. A woman had a golden retriever named Bailey. Bailey was usually full of life, always greeting guests, always acting as if every day was a celebration. Then one week, Bailey changed. Not dramatically, just enough. He left food in his bowl. He stopped jumping onto the bed. He still wagged his tail, but softer, slower. The woman almost told herself it was nothing. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he was getting older. But something in Bailey's eyes made her pause. So she took him to the vet. And that decision mattered. Bailey had been in pain. Quiet pain. Hidden pain. The kind of pain dogs carry without complaint. Later, when Bailey rested his head in her lap, she cried, because she realized how much dogs trust us. They cannot book the appointment. They cannot describe the pain. They cannot say, "Please help me." They can only hope the person they love is paying attention. Moment number 3. When your dog makes a mistake. They chew the wrong thing, knock something over, steal food from the kitchen counter, tear a pillow, forget a rule they already know. And in that moment, many dogs do not fully understand the object. They do not understand why a shoe matters, or why the sandwich on the counter was clearly not meant for everyone. But they understand you. They understand when your voice changes, when your face changes, when your body becomes tense. Suddenly, their safe person feels far away. That is when your dog needs you. Not to ignore the mistake, not to pretend rules do not matter, but to correct without breaking trust. There is a difference between teaching and rejection. A dog can learn boundaries without becoming afraid of your love. One couple adopted a rescue dog who had never lived inside a real home before. During the first week, he chewed the leg of a wooden table. The husband walked in and shouted, only for a second, but the dog dropped low to the floor. His ears went back. His body froze. He was not stubborn. He was scared. The couple realized something important. This dog did not need anger. He needed guidance. He needed to learn what a home was. So they changed. They gave him chew toys, redirected him gently, praised him when he made better choices. And that is something every dog needs to know. Your disappointment can be temporary. Your love should still feel safe. Moment number 4. When your dog's world changes. Dogs love routine more than most people realize. The morning walk, the sound of your keys, the time you come home, the chair you always sit in, the smell of home. These things create safety. But life changes. Families move. Babies arrive. Schedules shift. A new pet enters the home. A favorite person leaves. A quiet house becomes busy. A familiar place becomes unfamiliar. And your dog may not understand why. They only know that the world feels different. That is when your dog needs you to become their steady place. A family moved from a quiet house with a backyard to a small apartment near a busy street. Their dog began pacing back and forth, barking at hallway sounds, following them from room to room, watching the door as if waiting for the old life to return. At first, the family felt frustrated. They had boxes everywhere, bills, work, stress. They wanted the dog to adjust quickly, but he was not trying to be difficult. He was trying to understand where safety had gone. So they gave him small anchors, the same blanket, the same bedtime routine, the same morning walk time, the same calm voice. Every night, they sat beside him until the hallway sounds felt less frightening. Slowly, he relaxed, not because the apartment became perfect, but because his people became familiar again. That is what dogs need during change. Not a perfect explanation, a steady heart. Moment number 5. When your dog grows old. This moment does not arrive loudly. It arrives quietly. One day, your dog takes longer to stand up. The walk becomes shorter. The stairs become harder. The muzzle begins to turn gray. They sleep more. They hesitate before jumping. They still look at you with the same love, but their body is changing. And this is when they need a different kind of love from you. Not excitement, not expectation, gentleness, patience, understanding. An old dog does not need you to remember who they used to be. They are still your dog, still loyal, still trying, still wanting to be near you. They just move at a slower pace. A man had an old dog who once loved running through snowy fields. Every winter, the dog would run ahead with endless energy. But the years passed. One morning, the dog tried to run like before. He made it only a few steps, then stopped. The man felt sadness in his chest. He remembered the young dog, the fast dog, the unstoppable dog. But instead of calling him forward, he walked back. He stood beside him. Then they walked together, slowly. No pressure, no disappointment. Just love moving at the speed the dog needed. That is what your aging dog needs most. Not pity, not frustration. They need to know you will not only love them when they are young and easy, you will love them when they are gray, slow, tired, and still doing their best to stay beside you. Moment number 6. When you are emotionally distant. This one may hurt a little, because sometimes your dog needs you most. When you do not realize you have disappeared, not from the house, but from the relationship. You are there physically, but your mind is somewhere else. Work, bills, stress, your phone, your worries, your exhaustion. You feed the dog, open the door, refill the water bowl, maybe even take the walk. But something feels missing. Your attention, your warmth, your presence. And your dog notices. They notice when you stop looking at them. They notice when your voice becomes flat. They notice when play disappears. They notice when your body is in the room, but your heart feels far away. Dogs do not need every minute of your day. They do not need perfection, but they truly need moments where they feel chosen. A few minutes on the floor, a walk without the phone, a gentle touch, a small game. A woman worked through a difficult year. Every evening, her dog brought a tennis ball, and every evening, she said, "Not now," not angrily, just tired. Then one night, the dog stopped bringing it. He lay in the corner, the ball untouched beside him. Something about that image broke her heart. She sat on the floor, rolled the ball once. The dog lifted his head, slowly, carefully, as if asking if the invitation was real. Then his tail moved, just a little. It was not about the ball. It was about being chosen again. Sometimes your dog does not need more things. They need more from you. Moment number 7. When your dog wonders if they still belong. Belonging is one of the deepest needs a dog has. Dogs do not just want to live in the same house. They want to be part of the family, part of the rhythm, part of the small moments. But sometimes, dogs slowly get pushed to the edge of life. Not intentionally. A baby arrives. Work becomes busier. Guests fill the home. A dog becomes older. Rules change. Attention shifts. And the dog, who once felt central, begins watching from the sidelines. This is a quiet kind of pain, because dogs may not understand the reason. They only understand the feeling. Less eye contact, less touch, fewer invitations, more closed doors, more waiting. That is when your dog needs reassurance. They need to know they still matter. They need to know love has not been replaced. One family brought home a newborn baby. Their dog had been the center of their world for many years. Then everything changed. The baby cried. Guests came. Everyone was exhausted. The dog began lying in the hallway, watching from far away, never misbehaving, never demanding, just waiting. One night, the father noticed her there, quiet, still, her eyes open, as if she was trying to understand where she belonged now. He walked closer, sat beside her, placed one hand on her back, and whispered, "You are still family." The dog leaned hard against him, as if she had been holding that question for days. That is the heart of this video. Your dog needs you most when they cannot explain what they feel, when they are afraid, when they are sick, when they make mistakes, when their world changes, when they grow old, when you drift away, and when they wonder if they still belong. These moments shape a dog's heart, because to your dog, you are not just the person who feeds them. You are the person who makes the world feel safe. Your voice can turn fear into comfort. Your patience can turn confusion into trust. Your attention can turn loneliness into connection. Your gentleness can turn aging into peace. And your love can turn an ordinary house into home. So tonight, look at your dog a little differently. Notice the quiet signs, the way they follow you, the way they wait, the way they look at you when they are unsure, the way they stay close when something feels wrong. Those little moments are not little. They are your dog saying, "I need you." If this video reminded you of your own dog, tell us in the comments. Which moment made you think of them the most? And if you believe dogs deserve to be understood as deeply as they are loved, subscribe to DogMind Tales, because behind every quiet look, every trembling paw, and every loyal heart, there is a story only love can hear. And we will see you in the next story.